Number 15. Splatoon 3 side order. The last thing you want in your Splatoon 3 game is white ink. Okay, so we did Sheldon's. He looks too young. He took too young and impressionable children who've known him since they were babies and waste him to repair his legacy. What sort of terrible person who would drill love for weapons into children so young? This is an outrage. He must be punished. Okay, so we've done Bidman's, Octavio's, and Sheldon's. We just got Callies. We could...
Can we talk about how both Calvary used completely, like, terrible weapons for PvP?
Yeah. My sister uses Bowler. PvP. You know what? I will... I think we're going Marie's or Marinas. I'll go Marie's. Because my sister did that one for me on my save. Just because she was visiting for 1 week and she left her Switch at Oregon, so this is gonna be hell. Okay, make predictions. Will I win?
No.
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
I just have no faith in snipers.
Me neither. Okay.
Especially when swarms are a thing.
And
speaking of stuff that I've been doing, I recently started reading the IDW TMNT comics.
How's that?
Pretty good, actually.
Huh.
It turns out I could read them free because I have Comixology on Amazon. So I didn't have to pay for them.
Also, the second I get an opportunity to change my sub-weapon, I'm taking that. It's the ink mine again. Hello? Maybe this was a mistake.
You were about to get killed by these folks.
On 4-1. Got it. I'm so good at this game.
Imagine how you lost that first life on 4-1.
I would have cried. Ball. Okay. Damn it. Alright, that's good. Oh yeah, my cousin's having a child soon.
Oh, good for them.
Yep. I remember going to Virginia for his wedding.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Literally the first, and I realized recently it's literally the first new member of the family since my sister.
Yeah.
In 2004.
Things I've noticed, people, especially in our generation, really don't want to have kids, mostly because financially it's a terrible decision to make.
I'm waiting to have kids potentially until I'm like 30. I think now it's kind of too young.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I've always given people the stink eye for having kids this young.
shit, my mom had me at 17.
Well, my parents had me in their mid-30s.
You know, that's kind of like... You can see why I kind of, like, am hesitant to ever have kids. Granted, I also don't really like kids that much. Mostly because...
You have me.
No. I was gonna say, I quite literally get, like... You know how, like...
They're annoying.
You know how people on the autism spectrum have, like, a thing where certain, like, sounds kind of, like, grate on them heavily?
Yeah.
Children crying is that sound for me. Just like how metal clanging for my brother is. Just generally... That kind of stuff gets me. And since I work in a grocery store, I have to deal with it all the time.
It's still at work, but I've been going to college.
Fair enough.
I worked out.
Good for you.
Yeah, I recently worked out listening to Persona and Sonic music. It was...
Oh, speaking of Sonic, did you see the new terminal montage?
No, I haven't.
He made a video on Shadow the Hedgehog. Watch it.
I know the official Sonic socials promoted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the year of Shadow. My sister's favorite Sonic character.
I wouldn't even be shocked considering her tastes.
Yeah, I've embarrassed her of this enough by telling people, so I'm gonna repeat it again. Because I don't know if I've told you, but once she bought a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2. Terrible game, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a PS2 at the time, so we couldn't fucking play it. So instead, she would sleep with that game. Cover, disc, manual, and all. No, I'm not making this up.
Wow.
And this was 2014, so she was like... No, it wasn't 2014. This was 2015. So she was like... 11? Yeah, and she doesn't like when I bring that up. Okay, new bomb.
I don't blame her for not liking that. Oh, speaking of other things that I've been doing, I finally got around to putting in DS games onto my 3DS.
Like...
The Pokemon Ranger games.
Like modding them in, or...?
Well, yeah, I hacked it ages ago.
Close? Sure. No, wait, that's fine then.
A few months ago, ages apparently.
I hacked my 3DS a year ago. Don't jump. How am I supposed to do something like that? Meanwhile, I did the challenge. How am I? What's new?
My sleep schedule is somehow more fucked than normal.
Do you think since Team Pass 1 they'll go back to 2 Team Splatfests?
One can only hope.
Or they'll double down and do 4 Team Splatfests? Or, like, if they do like a 4-person idle group, then if they do 2-team, then they can have 2 on each side. And the pairings are different each time, so you're not always voting out of bias. Shiver. My sister still hates Shiver for a winning streak. Yeah.
She should get over it.
Yeah, I told her that. There it is. Shot one. No way, that means it missed. I'm stupid. Hold on, recovery. Trying not to challenge myself too much, but this is a sniper. I booted up Persona 5 Dancing out of curiosity. Important. Because I wanted to see if it's still decent.
Is it?
No, the game is bad. I'm joking. I mean, I've explained my problems with it before, but I think it's just fine. Now, why would they make that the first spin-off? So, and now they're excluding like Royal Strikers, Tactica music, even though nobody knows what Tactica is. Oh, yeah. Bam. I remember I did watch a ranking of someone ranking every Persona party member, and they said Yuna or Kamina is the worst protagonist because he doesn't have a personality.
Narukami is probably the one with the most personality. What do you want about?
In the original game.
Okay, that's more arguable.
Maybe an Atlas mid. I think we went too far with the personality. This is supposed to be like a self-insert, blank slate.
Mm.
She's so cool. Well, best of luck. Alright, how am I gonna be the boss with the sniper? Okay, here's a question. Would you rather... Here's a question. Would you rather spend a day with C's, the investigation team, or the Phantom Thieves?
The investigation team. Not even because I like them as friends more, but also just generally, I can trust them more. C's, I don't trust them to not like inadvertently like lock get me involved in some weird ass like
harder shit.
Yeah, experiment that like get me killed and all that.
Yeah.
And the investigation and the fucking families will get me arrested.
True. They'll arrest you, or they'll make you do something stupid. They'll get you arrested.
They'll do something stupid. They'll get me arrested. And I'm gonna be blaming Ryuji in particular.
For real? So I'm gonna say I don't think. Ouch. I know I'm playing a remake of it, but I don't think Tartarus is that bad. I know I sound insane. But, like, it can be a slog sometimes, but... You awake? Steven's not awake.
Yeah, I'm not getting here about my schedule and being shit.
Let's see.
Like, I had that AC on all night, and I could still barely get to sleep.
Go away, go away, go away. I'm glad I took the opportunity to change the box. So I think if it Harvest is just wide open floor, except not painful, like the first game. I mean the original version. So if they remade Persona 4, they should do the dungeons like that. That's my opinion. Wake up. Dude, you're snoring.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Remember once I saw like a piece of fan art after like Joker on Smash. And it was him having Bowser as a social link. basically telling him to get over Peach. And he's like, you know what?
I think I remember the same like fan art.
Yeah. Yeah, I have more than just a princess.
And like, but it shows like rank 10 with him like on top of a tower with Run there, like basically explaining like how he's ready to take on the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I remember the same one. I don't remember who did that one.
Yeah, I know it exists. So now if Joker had Smash social links.
There were so many really cool like jokes that had come out of like Smash Ultimate's existence, like Chrom and Bowser swapping kids, or Bayonetta being Ren's mom.
And eventually we got Kazuya's dad. And of course, this was before he got into Smash, but like Futaba is a main player, so it just made it even funnier.
I remember at least one joke like him arriving there and seeing England like, Futaba, what are you doing here?
Mary? Tries to start a social link with her. Oh, and there was one where it was like, it's like the Valentine's Day Harlem Road consequences, except with the female fighters.
I remember there was some pretty good jokes after Sora came out too. More specifically, the sheer shock of people seeing this kid just casually beat up Sephiroth.
Also, $50,000, $500 million Mickey Mouse keychain.
Still found it funny how Disney wasn't the problem here. They basically wanted him in from the start.
Except maybe they set too high of a budget for the first time they tried. Okay, Killer Whale.
It was Nomura that was the issue. Oh, speaking of Kingdom Hearts Nomura, did you hear what Nomura said?
I did. Kingdom Hearts is ending, bitches!
Well, he's probably ending his tenure as the main guy during the saga. I don't blame him. Shit, I wouldn't want to be in charge of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god. Ow. Fucking pinball on my back. Yes, I'll recover one life. Why wouldn't I? I think I'm gonna win. You're standing.
You're talking trash. Accumulating a hell of that one there.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I think I should move around a little bit. Watching the same type of gameplay over and over again gets boring mentally.
Well, we can switch after this. Ugh. Sink the balls. That was fast. Fire! Don't go there.
That time to also think about wash my face because seriously, I need water in the eyes to wake me up.
I see.
Speaking of Mario, something I noticed since that movie came out,
Yeah.
more and more people are openly shipping Mario and Peach.
Huh.
Because like, well, I still see the common like Peach sleeping with Bowser jokes. Like, there are a lot less Mario's a creepy stalker and Peach wants nothing to do with him jokes. Presumably because the movie because the movie was really popular and got out to more audiences. It actually reached general audiences, so you know the type of people who make those hacky, like shitty ass like, oh, like Mario does drugs and shit jokes. You know those types of people.
Yeah.
The type of people who work at Dorkly.
Who's Dorkly? I know.
That channel.
I know Dorkly is. I don't want to explain.
But like, you know, the people who have jokes about video games, but jokes about video games from like 4 decades ago, and also their understandings of the franchises that are still around are about 4 decades old.
Yeah. Oh shit. Ouch.
But like, one of those common jokes has always been like, oh, like Mario's just a creepy stalker and Peach is actually with Bowser and shit like that. But because of the fact that it was such a massive movie that hit the cultural zeitgeist like that, it kind of reintroduced Mario to everybody in a way that made it so that like, when people think of Mario, they're part of the time, if they're not thinking about the video games, they're definitely thinking about that movie now. And since they're thinking about that movie, they think about Mario and Peach's relationship in that movie, because it's a lot more openly obvious that they're meant to have like feelings.
And now they're making the second movie.
Yeah.
In 2 years. April.
But also because this is like the very first like modern day piece of spin-off Mario material, you know, that hasn't been tossed off into the aether because of the fact that it was made during an era that everyone kind of hated.
Yeah.
It made it so that like when they try to think of characterization for Mario and Peach and like all the other characters, they're kind of forced to think about the movie because it's the only characterization that they have now.
Oh wait.
So, like, while Peach and Bowser are still popular in like porn and stuff like that, because yeah, no shit, it's gonna be popular in that shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I've seen a lot more like fanfics and stuff like that where Peach is with Mario. And I've also seen like a lot of people stop doing that whole Mario's taking drugs joke, because the movie basically showed that the mushrooms aren't like drugs, they're like actual food. But I mean, they basically have they do give them a power up, but in universe they're treated a bit more like food than anything else. Like when he has to eat it, he talks about how much he hates mushrooms in the first place, and how he by the end of the film he grows accustomed to the kind of like how children hate vegetables until they finally get over it and stuff like that.
I'm listening.
So quite literally, it kind of killed the joke because, hey, a form of Mario media actually explained it. Like, there's an actual explanation as to why Mario eats mushrooms, but also there's an explanation as to, like, what type of mushrooms they are, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to come out of the second movie now. Apart from like
people are hoping Daisy shows up.
Daisy.
Which, considering how the Mario franchise has seemingly decided with Wonder that they actually want to acknowledge Daisy, I can see that happening.
Yoshi.
In my opinion, it kind of felt like they were kind of setting up for the concept of, hey, Daisy's more than a character that you'll see in spin-offs, so it felt a little bit like they were kind of compensating for the fact that they had Daisy for decades and hadn't really done anything with her. So, if out of nowhere they decided that they wanted to use her for a movie, they'd have to actually get people to recognize the idea that Daisy's a common character in this franchise.
Yeah. Rather
than a character who shows up for the Mario parties and the sports games and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know, like Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Character who realistically only exists for sports games.
And party.
Yeah.
Also, Bowser Jr. in the second movie.
I don't see Bowser Jr. until third.
Huh.
Because if they don't go for like something introducing Daisy, they're probably gonna go with the plot of 64. So if that were the case, fucking Sunshine would almost certainly be the third movie. Because the Mario movie was technically an adaptation of a bunch of stuff, but realistically it's meant to be Mario 1. Because, you know, it's the one that starts out the journey, it's where he learns everything. But also, what's the next most important Mario game after that?
World.
That's a good option.
64.
Yeah, it's either World or 64, realistically.
Galaxy.
No, Galaxy's way later.
I know. Apparently they're also making a Donkey Kong spin-off.
They also had that whole fucking announcement of that Zelda live-action movie.
With Sony.
That movie sounds terrible.
We know nothing apart from a director and a writer.
Both of which are bad.
And Sony.
Like, the director and writer are actually, like, bad.
He just did a new Planet of the Apes movie.
Okay, that's one thing, but...
That's one thing. The writer did Detective Pikachu.
Okay. That's another thing, but at the same time, I have no faith in the movie. Partially because I just have no faith in live-action Nintendo. What the idea of live-action Nintendo makes me think of? Those old Smosh parodies.
Oh.
Going back to the whole Mario's on drugs, Peaches with Bowser kind of shtick. That's that era of comedy and stuff like that. And I never really liked those parody videos because since I was like really into those franchises, I had more knowledge of them than them. Like, even as a kid, it felt obvious to me that their knowledge of Zelda ended at Zelda 2.
Yeah. Also, Sony is producing the movie. Just like they're also doing a live-action Street Fighter movie in 2026.
Okay, the thing is, I can actually believe that. By that I mean, like, I can actually see a Street Fighter movie working live action.
It's being done by Legendary, who did the Monsterverse and Detective Pikachu as well.
The reason I can believe a live action Street Fighter working is because of two things.
They've done it twice already, and both sucked.
No, it's because, like, I know of at least a few fan stuff that's actually technically done it properly, even if that was for Mortal Kombat, not Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But then there's the fact that Street Fighter is a lot more grounded. They can technically do it if they learn to accept the fucking joke. If they don't decide to like throw it all away because it's not realistic or it's too much, it's too like fucking lighthearted and stuff like that, or like it doesn't make sense. Why are they doing this instead of this? Basically, if they learn nothing from that that first live action movie.
Yeah, or the second, but everybody forgets that one exists.
I deliberately forget that one exists.
One of my mom's ex-boyfriends told me that apparently he knew someone who worked on that movie.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah. Man, this shit's hard to do with Sniper. Yeah, will this Street Fighter movie be good? I don't know.
Maybe if they based off of Street Fighter 6.
I mean, it's gonna be...
If you want to know why I say that, it's because Street Fighter 6 is the Street Fighter game that's probably giving them the most personality. Because there's a World Tour mode, and that World Tour mode actually has like you interacting with them and getting to know them as people. Like, for instance, here's a funny thing. Like, do you expect Ryu to be able to use a smartphone?
Who?
Ryu,
no.
No, you don't, right?
No.
So, because everyone communicates with smartphones because that World Tour mode takes place in the modern day, and because Ken forced him to buy one, Ryu does have one, and when you first start learning under him, he's terrible at using it.
Of course.
But over the course of getting to know him and like increasing your bond with him, you actually see him also get to know more and more how to actually use his phone, showing that he's actually learning. With him actually even acknowledging that he doesn't dismiss the use of technology, because learning how to use technology is still a facet of learning learning.
Yeah.
And since he's constantly trying to learn and master new things, he's of the opinion that it's just as important to learn how to use technology as it is to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
Which, an actual character trait from someone you wouldn't expect. Because you see Ryu and you think he's the type of guy who would like hate all technology and say that like and like just constantly like talk about kids these days and shit like that. But no, he's not.
Yeah.
He's functionally he's very he does things very traditionally, but at the same time he doesn't dismiss them, which makes more sense when you remember that he's not actually that old. Like, in the story, he's around his 40s at the max. Even then, he's not really that close to it. I think he's closer to his 30s.
Now, you did say live action video game movies are something you don't have any faith in.
Like, even with the good ones...
No, it was live action Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo, specifically. Nintendo, I hate to say this, but they're too cartoony.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, yeah. Hey, oh, that killed it. But, And yeah, that reminds me that my biggest issue with the Minecraft movie is the fact that it's live action.
But to be fair, I highly doubt they'd ever decide to make it a live action Street Fighter 6 movie.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter 6 is not only the newest game, but also it's the furthest point in the timeline. Like, I could see them... Hell, a live action Street Fighter 1 movie would make sense, actually.
Yeah.
Because they'd only really need, like, Ken and Ryu. And even then, Ken doesn't even appear... doesn't actually canonically appear in the course of that story. So all they need is Ryu, and then they can just... Like, then they wouldn't actually have to spend a lot of money on, like, the side characters, like Geki and stuff like that.
But you know they won't do that.
Yeah, no. They'd obviously go for Street Fighter 2.
Or something entirely new. Maybe.
They've already had movies for Street Fighter 2 and Alpha. And Legend of Chun-Li exists, I guess.
I guess.
And then there's the fact that they had live-action OVAs for 4.
Ow. Ow. What video game movies are coming out that are going to be good? Sonic 3.
The thing about Street Fighter is most of the stories are, for the most part, understandable. For the Alpha games, their stories can basically be summed up to certain people are trying to stop Bison, while other people are just kind of existing, but they're also connected to the story through ways like how Ryu and Ken are mostly connected in Alpha through the fact that they're Ryu and Ken, and Sagat hasn't gotten over his loss to Ryu, and Sagat at this point is about to be recruited by Shadaloo and stuff like that. And it all climaxes with Alpha 3, where the story is literally stop Bison. There's no tournament, everyone's trying to stop him, except for his allies, because Bison is about to do something that will actually successfully let him take over the world.
I see.
He's stopped ultimately, but he gets away and outright tells everyone, specifically like Chun-Li and stuff like that, I'm about to host a tournament. If you really want to try to stop me, head there. Which is why so many of those characters are in Street Fighter 2. Because they decided that they actively want to continue on trying to stop him.
I see.
And while Street Fighter 2's death for Bison was originally that Akuma killed him, they retconned it with 4 with honestly a lot more appropriate ending of all the heroes who'd been trying to stop him through that time, which is Gao, Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li, successfully team up to actually take him down.
I see.
From there, the story goes to Street Fighter 4, where Bison's robotic clone body decides to try and take him down to try and like take over the world, but also trying to hunt down the remnants of Shadaloo. Before it's revealed that in reality Bison's always been in control, and Seth has essentially just been a puppet with unknowingly. From there, Street Fighter 5 story is Insanity, where Bison again tries to take over the world. He also gets close this time, but they successfully stop him and seemingly permanently kill him off before Street Fighter 6 resurrected him. Because this year turned out to be the year that they wanted to resurrect every supposed major figure that died in fighting. This year also brought back Heihachi.
I know that. that surprised me.
To be fair, Tekken 5 started with Heihachi Mishima is dead. You should have seen that coming. So the fact that like Street Fighter 7 killed him off, only for Street Fighter 8 to turn around and say, yeah.
Street Fighter 8?
Not 7? Tekken 8.
Excuse me, are you from the future?
Sorry, I'm fucking stumbling on my words because I'm terrible at talking. But yeah, like I mentioned, the fact that Tekken 7 then did that, and then Tekken 8 turned around and did it again, it's funny. But like, in reality, the only ones I'd say that are actually worth making into like a story are probably like the Alpha games, Street Fighter 4 or 6. 5 does have a story that like can technically be called comprehensive, but like, Jesus Christ, is 5 story terrible.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's one of the worst written stories in fighting games. Like,
Pretty sure it was at post-launch even.
It was. Street Fighter V didn't even have arcade mode on launch.
They rushed it for like Evo or something.
On launch.
Guys, can you stop chasing me? I'm just trying to kill this thing. So many fishies.
But anyways, considering how everyone visibly aged up in 6, because part of the story for 6 is that, like, and part of the reason why most of the initial roster was from 2, is to basically show that that these older fighters, because they're starting to get kind of old, do have lives outside of just fighting. Like, which is why World Tour focuses so much on, like, getting to know your masters and, like, getting to see other sides of them that you've never seen before. Because it's meant to basically start explaining who they are as characters rather than who they are as playable characters.
Oh yeah, there's actually another live-action fighting game movie coming out next year. Mortal Kombat 2, a sequel to the 2021.
Oh god.
What? What about it? What about it?
Surprised you didn't just use your special that entire time.
I didn't know I had it ready until you pointed it out.
You've been running around, you had your special for a while.
Oops. But yeah, there's a Mortal Kombat 2 coming out next year.
I don't know. I just found the first one fine for spectacle, but story-wise it wasn't good. Also, it doesn't help that, like, over the course of getting into fighting games, I've kind of fallen out of love with Mortal Kombat. It's probably the fighting game franchise that, like, with the benefit of, like, hindsight, just kind of annoys me from all the sheer amount of like, lost opportunities it has. It rebooted itself twice. If you need to know, if that tells you anything about, like, the way that story is structured.
Yeah. What else is coming out?
But it's been nice getting to find franchises that, like, you know,
are good.
Have their stories be, you know, actually followable. Like, I understand how the story of Mortal Kombat works, but, like, it's nice to see these characters grow and actually change as people, rather than consistently be the absolute worst.
Yeah. So, Sonic 3 is another one. A Minecraft movie, which is going to be...
By the way, the other reason I say start at, like, 1 or Alpha is because that way you can start introducing these characters while they're young, so that by the time you reach, like, the story is the era of 6 and stuff like that, they'll look appropriate for the age. Because you can considering how, like, I consistently mentioned, some of these stories can just be skipped, you can actively do that. You can just have these characters introduced, have whichever ones are actually major players play their roles, and then over the course of the sequels, you start skipping the less important titles. Like, you can skip Alpha 2 and stuff like that. Like, you could skip Alpha 1 and do Alpha 2, because Alpha 2 is the one that actually introduced a few more characters. Well, Alpha 1, like, it happened, but, like, realistically, most of Alpha 2's endings are basically just retreads of 1.
So you don't think Mortal Kombat 2 is necessary?
Mortal Kombat 2, it's less that I don't think it's necessary, it's I have no real excitement for it.
Did you see the first one?
Like I said, it was good for spectacle, but I don't really, like, have any need for it.
I see.
I don't know, I care less and less about Mortal Kombat with every day, and, like, every stupid decision that they've been making. It's partially because of just how much they've been fucking up that story.
Yeah. Fuck. At least that was a high jump. Fuck you. Fuck you. And you. Oh, and next year also Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Art.
God.
Featuring the toy animatronics.
I saw at least one video talking about like how they should just completely ignore the game, and I say yeah, do that.
It's in a different continuity.
Not only that, but trying to do what the game did is stupid. Because it takes place in like the 80s.
Yeah, this time it's going to be a sequel instead of a prequel.
Yeah, it's best to just... Also, realistically speaking, let's be honest here. The idea that it was always a prequel, I kind of always found was stupid. Because the toy animatronics always look better than the regular ones.
Are they going to answer the question if the toys are haunted or not? I don't know.
Probably.
Drone. I hate flat zones, but I'll do this. Towers. I'm gonna hit the tower. My sister thinks Pearl would commit 9/11. Do you agree? Either accidentally or on purpose.
I'm halfway tempted to say that it was in actuality Captain Coefficient, a false flag to blame the Octolings.
He would. Man, those Octolings are added in here. Deep Cut would commit 9/11 though.
Deep Cut would commit 9/11 if it like knocked Inkopolis down a peg or two.
Fry, you just hit the second tower.
Speaking of 9/11, did you see what Kendrick Lamar did that? Oh wait, you don't listen to rap.
I don't listen to rap.
Yeah.
I'm
out of nowhere. The guy just drops a fucking song on 9/11. It was funny.
damn.
No warning. He didn't even give it a title. He just dropped it on Instagram.
Who's calling me? Hello. I'm good. I'm in the garage. Yes. Okay. Guys, I think we lost.
This might be it.
I think this might be the L.
That's not the L?
That was my dad. He was just checking in. Guys, what fictional characters would commit 9/11? And which one would do it accidentally or intentionally? Nagito Kamada would do it accidentally, but say he did it on purpose. This is a serious discussion. We only have the most serious discussions on this.
Joseph Joestar would do it accidentally, but that's because he was on the plane.
Mm.
He didn't even commandeer or anything like that. He was just on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know nothing about JoJo, so.
Joseph has a bad habit of crashing every plane he's been on.
Wile E. Coyote would do it, trying to catch the Roadrunner. And he just doesn't see where he's looking. That is a lot of fish. Again, Pearl would do it. Deep Cut would do it.
I know Marino wouldn't.
Pearl would do it accidentally. Deep Cut would do it intentionally. L. I took an L. Guys, I'm over. It's over. Side order is done. I didn't win this one, so I don't know what to do now. I was supposed to win them all in the first try. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. 50 pearls. So half the locker's open now. We can't stop until the other half open too. Pearl, don't drool over my diaries. I'm right here. Also, please stop reading them out loud. And diary. You know. Nothing new. Nothing new. Okay, dev diary. New idea. If I can't get the system to match a memcake to its soul, what if I could get the memcake itself to do the work? All that the thoughts and memories would have to do is return to their natural form. Now that's an idea worth exploring. So, in practical terms, by taking the thoughts and memories stored in the memcakes and mixing them up further, then setting them up with the basic framework of a soul, in theory, they could shift through them and select the ones where they belong. I don't see a way to do all that in the real world, but if I convert the memcakes into data that I can upload to a virtual space, this is sounding more and more doable. Project Memverse, name may change, is back on! I never thought I'd see the day when the Memverse virtual world would create with certain actual purpose. Though I haven't really touched it since finishing the prototype. I hope it'll do what I need it to do. Marina, what are you on? Which upgrades? I'll go drone action. No, that's not it. Drone action slots. And Membucks reward. Okay. Swim. And I get no, I think I get the pixels. Alright, I'm gonna die. Guys, I don't know, you got anything to say?
Not really.
Me neither.
Side order, just like all roguelikes, kind of has an issue where everything starts blurring like after a few runs in.
Yeah. We could play something else. So adios.
But
amigos. I can't speak Spanish.